The Boston Celtics are currently the best team in the NBA with a 22-6 record, which is the best in the NBA. They have the most wins, and they are 14-0 at home. They cannot be beaten at home. They are 4th in defensive rating, 3rd in offensive rating, and are number 2 in the net rating, while also being 1st in the NBA in both three-pointers attempted and three-pointers made. Their only kryptonite this year has been overtime, where they are 0-3, but today we're talking about why they are the best team without a doubt in the league, and it starts with a starting five, who is probably the best starting five in the league. They have the 5th highest rated lineup in the whole NBA, I think with a minimum of like 200 minutes played. And I think there is a big move coming to this team as well. I don't think this is going to be the team we see in the playoffs. The bench unit is 15th in offensive rating and 7th in defensive rating, about 10th in net rating, so it's not great. They're going to have to make a move at the trade deadline, and who will it be? They have negative $50 million cap space, so it's probably more likely going to be a buyout candidate, whereas you trade like a Gordon Hayward or a Bojan Bogdanovic and then buy them out, and then the Celtics get them. Bojan is averaging like 19 points a game. He's a big-time bucket off the bench. And then you also have Gordon Hayward, who for the Hornets, he's getting paid $30 million. Wouldn't be shocked if the Hornets like buy him out or something or trade him. And that's what happens. He comes back to Boston. I could also see them trying to go out and get for Chris Paul, who they were, heavily linked with this summer. Also Malcolm Brogdon, if they want a better backup point guard than Peyton Pritchard, who has been playing well. We're going to talk about that, as well as a lot more in today's video. Maybe they try and go out and get a backup big, but Al Horford has been holding it down. So now let's go ahead and start by talking about this elite Boston Celtics team, starting with the MVP campaign of Jayson Tatum. 26.7 points per game, 8.7 rebounds, and 4.5 assists per night this year for JT. 48% shooting from the field, 35% from three, as well as a steal, 80% from the free throw line. Not quite 50, 40, 90, not really anywhere near it, but still pretty solid efficiency. Would like to get that three-point percentage up. He's near the bottom of the league when it comes to pull-up three-point jumpers, and he's actually the lowest with a minimum of 50 attempts. So probably need to stop doing that, but still room to grow for the 19-year-old. Now they have some really, really good guards. Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Drew Holiday. We'll start with Jaylen Brown because he's probably the best of the three. 22.7 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 3.8 assists. Of course, coming off of that massive contract extension this year where he got close to $300 million. A bit of a regression year, and that's not really something you want to see for a guy coming off of a massive contract. But 48% shooting from the field, 35% from three, 1.1 steal, 27 years old. Not bad. Not a bad year whatsoever for Jaylen Brown. And then you got the clamps, the duo when it comes to defense, and that is Drew Holiday and Derek White. Drew in the year has taken a huge backseat when it comes to the scoring department, only averaging about 12.6 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, and 4.7 assists, but it's fine. He's still a really, really good scorer, but he just doesn't need to be. He's 45% shooting from the field, 40% from three on 4.5 attempts. It's just he's not really needed to shoot the ball right now. He's, strictly a defender. But he can score. He can assist when needed. Also, a steal and a block per game. A block per game. He's like 6'2", kind of crazy. And then you got Derek White. And bald Derek White and Michael Jordan, you've never seen them in a room together. They are potentially the same person. 16.5 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists for Derek White this year. A really good year for him. I mean, ever since he came to Boston, it feels like the Celtics have just been better and better. 49% shooting from the field, 43% from three, 1.2 steals, and 1.3 blocks. They have probably the best guard trio in the league, and then, of course, Jayson Tatum, an elite forward. So, yeah, that's where it starts. We didn't even talk about Kristaps Porzingis yet, but he has been injured. I think I completely forgot to talk about him in the video. But anyways, they got Tingus Pingus as well. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you are enjoying today's video at any point. It'll really help us out in the YouTube algorithm. Also, leave me a comment down below. With that being said, let's go ahead and continue on here. Looking at the bench production. Al Horford, Peyton Pritchard, and Sam Hauser. It's really, they only got 3 guys coming off of this bench, and Al Horford is 37 years old. So at that age, he's kind of getting ancient. He's averaging 7.7 points, about 7.1 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 46% shooting from the field, 36% from three. So not terrible numbers. I mean, especially for an ancient guy at his age. He's also averaging a block per game, so still protecting the rim, and he's playing 26 minutes a night. So admirable stuff there from Al Horford. Now, Peyton Pritchard is a guy that started slow on the year, but he has picked it up as of late. He was shooting at like 28% from the field earlier this year, but now he's up to 42% and 40% from three, as well as 7 points and then about 3 rebounds and 3 assists. He's been a very valuable backup point guard. He was right. The Celtics probably could have played him a little bit more last year, as he's only averaging 0.6 turnovers as well. And then Sam Hauser, their 3-point specialist now off the bench in about 23 minutes per game. He's averaging about 9, as well as 3.5 rebounds while shooting at 46% from the field and 43% from 3 on about 6 attempts. So a pretty solid year for Sam Hauser. He's really come into his own there off the bench. Very valuable piece to this team. Now, will it be a trade or will it be a buyout? I believe it's going to be a buyout. Maybe they go to the free agent market and get a guy that can just really score it. Because they don't really have any cap space. They can't make a trade, but they need one more playmaker. They need one more shot maker, a guy that can just go out and get a bucket off the bench. They need that, and they need maybe like a stretch 4 that can really guard. That would be my ideal wish list for the Celtics at the deadline / the buyout market. So now, let's take a look at the standings here. Now, yes, I know they already played a game today, but Basketball Reference didn't update their standings immediately. So, 22-6, just look at that, how it is. You got Milwaukee and Philadelphia and Boston. Those are the 3 top teams in the East, pretty consensus. Magic kind of falling off a little bit. And then you get the Knicks there at 5. You got the Heat at 6. Cleveland 7. Indiana 8. Brooklyn's kind of falling off. Atlanta, man, that's rough. But the Western Conference is absolutely stacked. The East, they kind of got those 3 top teams, and it's just really anybody type game. But looking ahead at their schedule, they play the Lakers on Christmas at 5. That's going to be a fun game to watch. Then they play the Pistons, the Raptors, the Spurs. So the Lakers have lost 4 straight. They just waxed the Clippers. So looking at this, it's looking like a little 6-game win streak heading into a game at Oklahoma City. And then you get Utah, and then you got Indiana twice with the worst defense in the NBA. So it should be a nice little upcoming schedule here for the Celtics. Let me know your thoughts, though, down in the comment section below. I'm liking this, upcoming stretch for them. I think this should be a time where they can kind of stretch out their lead over the Eastern Conference. But I do feel like this is the best team in the NBA right now with the Killer Jays, with the elite perimeter defense of Derek White and of Drew Holiday. And then we didn't even talk about Kristaps Porzingis, who is really their biggest X factor. I probably should have talked about him more. But if you want to see that, he'll be in the next Celtics video. But he's averaging about 20 points, about 7 rebounds, couple blocks. He's been a huge presence for them this year. So yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit the like button and hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy today's video at any point. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.